Happy Sunday, guys. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hope everybody's enjoying this beautiful day after the bad weather we had last night. I'm going to do a very short video today. I just wanted to do a little summary of my thoughts on how The Rock has impacted WWE over the last year, starting with last year's Wrestlemania and how important he was to the viewership and just the overall excitement of last year's WrestleMania. But it started after WrestleMania. He comes out and he hands Cody something, mystery. We don't know what it is. We assume it was a watch. People like to think it's a watch. I don't know what. No, we don't know what it was. But either way, it was opening a door for something in the future. And he made comments to Cody that he was coming for him or whatever. And it just... And then later on, this is the part nobody ever talks about. What pay-per-view was that? I can't remember what PLE it was. Rock came out at the end and did the 1, 2, 3. Which one was that, guys? Write it down below. I can't remember which one it was. It was in the fall. I can't remember. But he showed up at that one, did the 1, 2. That was when Roman had just come back and Cody was helping him. And they were in the ring together. And I don't understand what that was about. Like I said, he's dropping hints. And then, of course, Netflix came, the premiere. And he was there for that. And I just don't really understand why he's not around right now. And how much of a big help he could be, considering the fact that I think WrestleMania is going to be a flop. I don't want that. I want so bad for it to be a good show. I want so bad for Raw to be a good product. And it's just not happening right now because of the laziness. And I'm ready for it to turn around. I mean, I promise you, man, the first time they put on a banger, and it's a consistent banger, you guys are going to get me lit. I'm going to be so lit on here, it's going to be unreal. But you guys haven't seen that because you haven't seen anything lit from WWE this year. Because I started doing this January 7th, and nothing's happened since January 7th. That Netflix show was decent. I didn't mind that very first Netflix show. The premiere of Netflix was not bad, but I knew it was going to be right. They were going to do everything they could to attract viewers. They wanted a high deal, but if you look at the ratings since that night on Netflix, it has not been good. It's been dropping, and Raw has just not been good. Don't get me started on SmackDown. SmackDown is awful. Every now and then you get a good banger. Every now and then you'll get a good show. Out of both of them, you'll get a good show. Every now and then they do something to keep you tuned in. Give you just a little bit of hope. But even those bangers aren't bangers. They're just not. We're tuning in because we're loyal fans. And we're not going anywhere. And they know that. So they produce a whatever product and they don't put in any effort. They don't have to. So we're stuck with what we have. And it is what it is. And it's boring. It's so boring. Please. I mean, we're in the road to WrestleMania, for Christ's sake. Like, do something, man. I firmly believe, like, we're after Elimination Chamber, or leading up to Elimination Chamber on the 1st, my birthday, by the way, I'm sure things will change. I'm sure they'll do something. I imagine Roman's going to have some play in something. I imagine you're probably going to have Punk, I'm sorry, not Punk, but Seth. Well, Seth and Punk will be in Elimination Chamber, but they're not going to win it. So I'm sure they'll have them going at it at WrestleMania. Will Punk use a favor from that favor that he is owed by Paul Heyman to get himself into the main event? Could you see? I don't want to see a Cody versus John Cena at WrestleMania. I don't. Especially when you already have Jay versus Gunther. Those are not two good title matches. I'm sorry. That is not. I know. Believe me, I have to hear the fussing all the time from my son. What do you mean? Cena Cody be a good match? No, it wouldn't. That's a snooze fest. You got a 50-year-old dude in there fighting a jobber who's happens to be champion. That's not exciting to me. There's nothing there. And I've already spoken my mind on the Jay Gunther thing. It wouldn't be that bad if they hadn't fought already, like 4 times recently. Like that's not a thing, man. And Jay's coming off the worst match of his career against his brother last year at WrestleMania. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm just stating facts. I'm not trying to be negative Nancy here, but WWE doesn't make that easy on me at all. Well, they make it real easy for me to be negative. They're not trying real hard to prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong, please. Because good Lord, you haven't done that yet at all. You haven't proved me wrong at all, man. All you've done is prove me right. And I don't want to be right. I want to be wrong. Please make me wrong. Please do something between now and WrestleMania to actually make me want to care about WrestleMania. Because if anything else comes up the day of WrestleMania, I may consider doing that. And that's crazy. I just don't care. You know, I wanted to watch NXT had their PLE last night. I never saw it. Never tuned in. I'm probably going to want to watch a replay of it because I do want to see what happened. And then, because I actually have more hope in Shawn Michaels. He seems to be able to do really well developing product than Triple H, but that's another video for another day. And then AEW also had their Australian. They had a Grand Slam in Australia last night or yesterday. I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't watched that all the way through. I'll do a video on that once I have. I heard Tony Khan came out and the crowd just annihilated him. Because I mean, he messed that whole thing up. But and I also think the Australian people just kind of they assumed things, and then he didn't make anything any better. So I don't know how that relationship's going to mend, but whatever. Anyway, so I'm not going to drag on about anything. I just want to come on here and really talk about The Rock, and I kind of went out of bounds with it. But like, you know, The Rock is really kind of, I don't know, like unfortunately, he's a big figure in the world of wrestling, even in 2025. And for him not to have been there lately, for him to be sitting out WrestleMania after such a big one last year, I feel like it's a mistake. He doesn't have to wrestle. Just be involved. Just be on the show. You know, your presence is what they need. It's not, you don't need to be in the ring actually physically wrestling. You know, be ringside, be a figure, just be something in the show. And I feel like that would be enough to propel these guys and get them over. Get some of these younger guys over, like Jacob Fatu, which doesn't need any help getting over, honestly. God, I can't believe the reception he got Friday night was incredible. Crowd loves him. Hey, man, the crowd loves a good heel. Honestly, they do. Even the ones they hate, they love. Logan Paul, Dom Mysterio, all that booing they do, and I know some of that's probably, you know, WWE generated on the speakers, you know, but they love a heel, man. They love a good heel, and he's definitely a phenomenal heel. But anyway, I'm not going to rant on too long. Like I said, short video today. We're already at 9 minutes. I just wanted to say, The Rock needs to do something, man. I'm not, just be involved. I'm not a huge Dwayne Johnson fan, but I've always been a huge Rock fan, if that makes any sense. I just like what he brings to the table. I love him on the show. I always have, I always will. I am a lifelong Rock fan. And I'm hoping that he'll have some sort of something between now and WrestleMania and get involved. And we'll see. We're about to have a huge turn as Elimination Chamber approaches, and we'll start really going hard at WrestleMania. And I'm just hoping for some good changes. I'm hoping for some good things to happen. I'm hopeful. I'm here, and I'm hopeful. And I really, 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 really hope we got a good Mania coming. Because right now, I can't say that. And I'm really hoping the tides turn and we get a Mania that you know, you're not gonna reach last year's expectations. You're just not. And that's cool. You don't have to. 41 can be its own. But make it good, man. Make it great. You can still do that. And I still feel like there's hope. I still feel like there's time. You can build this thing and make it strong. There's time. Do it. And I look forward to seeing that. And I'll be here smiling about it. And I'll be here lit. And I'll be here happy. Let's go WWE. Let's get it right. Love you guys. We'll see y'all in the morning. Have a good one.